Good day. I'm going to talk to you about a pretty interesting experience I had. This is by far the most immersive, realistic experience I've ever had. It happened about 5 times in 1 year when I was 18 or around there. And it was so immersive that I felt that I teleported somewhere. And at the first 3 iterations or so, I didn't really want to move around because I didn't want to further immerse myself into this experience because I didn't think I would be able to get back to where I came from. It's a very odd feeling, just feeling like I've accidentally teleported somewhere. And I couldn't actually get back to where I came from. This is like so immersive that it was frightening. After the first 3 times, I wasn't necessarily frightened, but I was in awe as to where I was and what I was experiencing. So I was in this canal. Every time I wake up in the canal, and the water is about 1.5 feet deep, and I could smell the grass around. I could taste the water because I fell into it. All of my senses were available to me. It was a bit concerning at first, but it was cool after the first 3 times. In the last 2 experiences, I eventually got out of this canal and I looked around. There's this odd bridge behind me with no rails, and the terrain was perfectly flat. So that's counterintuitive in a dream. Terrain is typically not perfectly flat, and everything was pristine and futuristic looking. So I was sneaking around. It was very dark out. I was sneaking around because I didn't really want to get the attention of any beings in this area because I felt like I shouldn't really be here. Just kind of accidentally found myself in a random spot. So I was sneaking around up here. I was behind this dude's car, just like observing the buildings and stuff. That's as far as I got. This car it was a red car. It was a hybrid. It's like a futuristic looking hybrid. And the house was perfectly rectangular and flat looking, but it still had a modern look to it. I looked at the buildings down further here, and the buildings were interesting because they didn't have the light pollution that you would expect from a typical building area or downtown area. As well, there was no noise anywhere. There was just quietness. I could hear the water in the canal, and that was just about it, as well as the automated sprinkler systems over to the left here, and there's nothing else. And around these buildings there was a Zeppelin, and then there was some other aircraft that I couldn't really identify, but they were just hovering around and I could see their lights a bit, but I couldn't really figure out what they were. There was something very weird about this particular residential area that I was in being right next to something that you wouldn't find on Earth right now. It was like a metropolis, but the buildings were spaced out more. There's more flat land in between them. And it was weird how I felt that I was in a very calm, nice neighborhood. I mean, I didn't look around at the other houses. There was at least 2 or 3 more houses from what I can tell, but I felt like I was in a calm neighborhood, but I didn't understand how it was so calm while it was next to this odd metropolis-like area with the spaced out skyscraper things and larger structures. Anyways, that's about it for that particular experience. Thanks for listening. See you next time.